Contrary to popular belief, financial incentives in games actually hurt player retention. Game designers must consider player psychology as well as game design. Hey, it's the Coin Fixer, and today we're going to be looking at crypto gaming and why monetary rewards are just not going to be enough of a reason to play crypto games. They have to be actual enjoyable games. So watch until the end to find out what needs to happen for crypto games to get more players and potentially overtake traditional gaming. The success of gamer acquisition depends on the onboarding of new players and long-term player retention. The issue with user retention mechanics in gaming is that the majority of cryptocurrency games available today lack the mechanics to maintain players' interest for even a brief period of time. Why haven't more high-quality games incorporated rewards from the real world into their titles? These are the games where 99.9% of players are amateur esports players who receive no financial compensation for the countless hours they spend playing their favorite video game. The possibility of introducing monetary rewards has always existed, but then why has no one attempted it? Over-justification, one of the fundamental behavioral patterns that go along with motivation, holds the key to the solution. This well-known mechanism lowers people's interest in a particular activity. Extrinsic reward, such as money and prizes, are present. Money erodes intrinsic motivation, which conventional developers claim is essential for retaining players over the long term. Games should refrain from adding monetary incentives into an activity that is intended to be intrinsically rewarding. In a game like Dark Souls, defeating a challenging boss is satisfying because it takes a lot of skill. The experience will be ruined if a 50-cent reward is added to it. It wouldn't be fun to play a FIFA video game tournament with your friends just to win 15 cents. By accepting nothing in exchange, the focus is entirely directed towards the gameplay experience. Every game has a set of features built specifically to keep players engaged, make money, and reactivate them. These ought to go beyond merely expecting players to come back for tokens. This is a representation of where economics comes in without psychology. An economist who is unfamiliar with either human behavior or gaming may start by thinking about ways to encourage users to play more. Power users are more likely to spend money on in-game purchases because they can get more value from their transactions the more time they spend playing. Therefore, it is crucial to improve user retention. The projected revenue per user and monetization both rise as a result. Let's say a user generates 60 cents worth of revenue per hour of gameplay, and you know from data and behavioral trends that there is a chance they might stop playing entirely. According to the logic, you can start paying them 30 cents to encourage them to keep going. This is where over-justification enters the picture. Paying 30 cents and earning 60 cents is a 100% return on investment for an economics perspective. This ostensibly makes perfect sense. However, using such a strategy is exactly where play-to-earn games go wrong. Numerous studies on behavioral psychology of children illustrate the over-justification principle. We engage in a lot of activities because they are important to us. Only when the intrinsic rewards are present will we engage in these activities and find them to be the most enjoyable. A $1 reward every time a child plays the piano would eventually demotivate them if they enjoy it. The same is true of demanding hobbies that would require our bodies and minds to function at their best. We reach a state of flow when we are performing to our best of our abilities. We will most likely fail if we lose that laser focus. In a multiplayer game, a good matchmaking system can put us up against opponents who we have an exact 50% chance of beating. It all depends on who plays a little bit better during the match. The state of flow. You want users to be in the optimal state of flow when using your application, since this allows players to engage in the state of flow where they are pushing themselves to the absolute limit. Great games like League of Legends and Overwatch excel at developing matchmaking systems where win rates essentially remain at an equilibrium. The highest intrinsic reward is produced as a result of this because it acknowledges a player's talent and creates the right circumstances for them to develop and ultimately succeed. On the other hand, most tokenomics and play-to-earn mechanics are used in cryptocurrency games. The game loop and pleasure experience while playing the game are subordinate to the cryptocurrency rewards. It is now an adjunct to the economics model rather than a game. Nobody will put hundreds of hours into a hobby they don't enjoy unless it pays well. And you can only pay out a lot of money if a large enough number of users contribute significantly valuable content. As a result, developing cryptocurrency games quickly enters a death spiral because they are unable to generate enough value to adequately compensate players for spending hours in a pointless game loop. Instead of starting with economics or adding cryptocurrency haphazardly into an existing game loop, developers should focus on making games that players want to play. A play-to-earn mechanism has the potential to ruin the retention of even the best games with high retention rates. Well, that about wraps it up for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think about crypto gaming. Do you play any play-to-earn games yourself? Do you find them enjoyable? And does the monetary aspect diminish the fun? Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button and consider subscribing as it really helps out the channel a lot. This has been the Coins Fixer, signing out.